Good morning. High Tech Motivation. Good name. Good morning there. So yesterday was what we expected for the most part. And intraday was pretty much kind of like a ping pong. Yeah, that's the way I refer to it, a ping pong day, with things just bouncing back and forth, back and forth. Um, and as things started to rally, we should take a look. One of the things that I pointed out in the room, we're whether was you looking at the Qs, I was talking about the Qs and S&P, SPY, was in this area here, and it was starting to bottom out. So if you look at the 5-minute chart, this up, down, up, down, up, down, just bouncing back and forth, back and forth. And so in the latter part of the day, it started to sell off kind of violently, for what it was doing, and then it rallied all the way back. And so the 65-minute or the 60-minute, whatever you're looking at, was forming this little kind of sloppy hook pattern with wide bars down there, and it started to flip up. And that's where it was like, okay, this thing's going to go up. And so it was right here, right? This was yesterday, I think. Yeah, this is this morning. And so my thought was, these things are already moving. And I made a little video on that. You could probably find it on social media. That IWM could do a little catch up, and it did it, and it went even further than I thought it could. Right? Meaning, it was right here. So look at, as it came down, it was in here and it whipped down, and then it started going sideways here. It looked like, oh, it's going to drop again, but no, no, it was holding up, and this was what we call a catch up trade, where if you look at the others, they were already moving up, and it was like, okay, the money usually going to rotate into the dog. And that happens on a short-term basis and a long-term basis. Sometimes it rotates into um, other sectors that underperform. And it made that move, and there was some resistance right here. And then I don't know whether it was short covering, but it certainly went further than I thought it would. And of course, that happens. So today, I don't know. Everybody knows government shut down. Who's going to blink? How long is it going to last? We'll all see together. But overall, the trend remains up. And here looking at the Russell, at a bottoming tail bar yesterday, and let's see where the cursor is. It's gapping down. You can see my cursor. This is the 5-minute chart here. You can see it's down a little bit. So you can see where the cursor is. So it's gapping down in the middle of that wide range bar and into yesterday's bar. And it looks to me, we've got a larger trading range, which we talked about yesterday, pivot high. And now this is going to be marked as a pivot low when the new bar starts here. And so we've got this bottom of the range, top of the range, and it's building for the most part until we see otherwise. It's building, a little smaller range over here. And gapping down. Again, look at the cursor. It's coming down to support. The question is, does the support hold, or does it go down here? So this is, as far as IWM goes, what to be looking for. And you can see here's the overnight trading. There's some support there. But does this hold? Do we have a back and forth day here? We look to trade the edges, or I definitely would think if it comes down here, that's where we're going to be looking for some kind of buy setup where it begins to stabilize. And Qs are down. It's the same, that little hook or rounding kind of a bottom there that was forming in this unfilled gap, and it was just chopping around, and eventually, started to flip back up again. Yeah. And so again, we'll see what it does. Bottom of the range, chopping back and forth here, down a little bit from yesterday's close, but just marking time. Trend is up. Weekly trend is up. Momentum is stalled. So we're waiting. Internals aren't helping us. Um, they're neutral. So nothing to gain from there. The Dow already went down there this morning, huh? Back and forth. I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, you're just going to have to just see and wait and pick our spots in intraday. And, as far as the swings go, some stocks are still doing okay. I got it, TP. I already looked at it. Um, yeah, so just marking time. S&P, same story. A little buying on the dip there overnight. Um, just sideways. Okay. What's gold doing? Up again. Uh, Momentum slowing. Okay. Remember, we had this very long period of consolidation before this move started. And this week, so far, and it's only Wednesday morning, we're getting a wide range bar most times, and it's getting closer to maybe 3,900. Already got above that. Could it hit 4,000 this week? I don't know. But momentum is slowing on the daily. We got a range expansion, wide range bar on the weekly, and that would suggest more slowing momentum on the daily time frame. Silver doing a little better. There was a wide range bar. And so similarly, would think the same thing. Nice consolidation, wide range bar, momentum should slow. It doesn't mean it's going to collapse. Momentum slowing just means ranges begin to contract. And so it has from last week. But the week is still young. Maybe it continues. Just continue to apply bar by bar. Now that the prior day was a correction bar and a whole number, you want to put an alert below yesterday's low. Oil is down a little bit. So over here, right, last week, it was down here. I said, let's look at some oil stocks, and it rallied up, over a few days. And this is what I kind of refer to as just like a ping pong. But yesterday was on a 5-minute chart. If you look on the 5-minute of SPY, it's just playing ping pong. So top of the range, bottom of the range, got to the top of the range, bottom of the range. So there's 3 pivots down here, which means there's a pretty, and there's one here too, there's 4. There's a pretty strong opinion that this is the place to be buying crude oil. And it makes it a key place to hold this level, So coming down, momentum is beginning to slow. We'll see if it holds. It's still early. We're going to wait to see what happens today. Now the weekly, a little bit different. Right? You're getting a weekly wide range bar down after a wide bar up. So the way we handle something like this is, well, let me back up. There's nothing to say that you can't get a green bar right back up again. And since this is at the bottom of the range, yet to be seen. But if we see this going sideways, maybe by the end of the week, it doesn't bounce up, that's going to lend a bias to lower. So we'll be waiting to see if we can turn around or not. And interest rates are inching down a little bit, not helping equities. So there's really not much going on here. Some individual stocks are moving. As far as the markets go, it's an intraday game until something happens. The transports went back down to the bottom of the range and bounced back up. So that's good. I think one of the other ones broke down, but it's got other stocks. No, it didn't. It didn't. Maybe the other one did as another one. They got more stocks than the regular transports do, but this is just chopping around as well. think the world is waiting to see what's going to happen here. Big event. And Bitcoin, we came back from, I had the question marks here because of this, this pattern. So anytime we see a head and shoulders type of a pattern, always set an alert at the right shoulder and set an alert down at the neckline. And this has come back, and now it's at resistance. So we've got a big trading range, and we've got a little trading range. So now that it's up here, and we'll see if it backs off and what it's going to do. Some sideways price action here. And it may just bounce up, but ideally, some little sideways price action here, and then we got to set up to play a move back to the top of the range. So it's a wait and see game. Everybody's waiting for the news. Nobody's blinking yet. So last time Trump was the president, I think it was like 30 days, 31 days, something like that of waiting. So I don't know what we're in for this time, but it could be the same thing. They got their heels dug in, and we'll see how it unfolds. 35 days. Thank you, Dan. So if it's 35 days or whatever it might be of waiting for that, I mean, it could just be some volatility of whipping back and forth in ranges. So we'll see how it unfolds. For you, Dan. SPX, yes. I almost forgot. Here's the numbers. So again, they're gapping down here. Let's go back here a second, right? So I always look here where it is in relation to the daily bar. So just above yesterday's open. And so assuming it's going to open here in 15 minutes, we don't know. There's plenty of support. These two bars, there's plenty of support. The put strike is down here on a prior low, which this is going to become a pivot. Your software will mark it a pivot. It's already a pivot once this starts trading. So the likelihood of going down here, highly unlikely. And 6,700, it's not that far away. This is really far away. But market sell-off, that put strike, little stabilization should be good. I'm done, Dan.
Morning. Updating Elon here. Up alarm go off. That was one we said yesterday you could add. I actually was very surprised with 89% odds, or 88, 87, whatever that bidding site said, the government shut down, that we closed so strong. But market doesn't care what I think. But this thing looked great. Yep, see it gapping up here. That was a nice ad. Other alarms, Microsoft. And we have a put spread. And that's fine. I tighten here. I put out a couple adjustments here. There's a couple things there. I'll go to it one by one. But Microsoft, this, depending on what the market and the Qs do, this is setting up to be a directional breakout of a base, target 530. We have Tesla put spread. I tightened the stuff on that. Did the SATS put spread yesterday. Could be a directional over yesterday's high. Just, again, don't expect a new high, just a 1 to 3 day balance, but our put spread is fine. Julio short, yeah, ideally we get a 1, 2, 3, and then that would be perfect. Soon. Greg mentioned the other day, we were watching the turn, we got the turn. So I like this both for put spread and directional. Bullish alarm, we're in a half lot. My up alarm went off. So that looks good. I'll be looking to add BMNR alarm. I've been watching this for many weeks. It's a deep retracement. It's not ready, but I'm watching it. Pack, we're in. I said you could add yesterday. Beautiful close. If we get a 1, 2, 3, that will be another fantastic add. Cream alarm, wide range breakdown. I didn't post it official, but I was watching a balance to do a call spread. If we get a 1, 2, 3, that would be a directional short also. Toll housing, it's making the turn here at the 50. It's not ready yet, but on my list. XHB is a little similar, but I like toll better. LOW, well, I liked it yesterday over the red bar. Now it's weakening a little bit. So low and Home Depot are not ready. And it looks like those are all my alarms. Post. At this little guy. Yeah, Bitcoin's ripping here today. So let's watch Bitcoin stocks. I'm not sure if this is one of them, but just something like this. I want like a closing breakout, but if it can take out a 30-minute high, I like it. It's ACHC, a little bull rectangle. I think I was watching yesterday, but we were waiting for today. So I like it now over yesterday's high. Same with Berkshire, closing breakout. I like that over yesterday's high now. Breakout, 1, 2, 3 weekly. SMCI, I like over yesterday's high, directional and put spread. Ideally, we get a 1, 2, 3, just to get another consolidation day at this resistance. But this is a big inverse head and shoulder, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, neckline, and void. Head and shoulders. All right, those are all the alarms. Let's go to earnings here. Nike, I was contemplating selling puts on that. I just didn't have enough premium for me. Gap in a 73 though, no pattern. RPM making a turn and then it's gapping. Well, that would have to be never mind. I was going to say if it could negate the gap, but that would be a big old bar if it negated it. AYI is there you go. That's a gap breakout. I mean, it trades sloppy, but that's worth watching. See what it does in the first hour. I got my 65 minute chart here. Okay, there's my 15. CAG, it's a big mess. It's a mess, but if you were to get a 1, 2, 3, I could find better. NG is a gold stock. It was up. It's a Climo. I think I read gold made a new high again this morning, but it's pulling in. We're still long SLV in the ETF letter. And look, this one's holding back the gold. Gold's pulling in and this thing's going sideways. So that's all the earnings. See what I got over here. SBET, another bottoming pattern. Dash is a mess. Carvana got an upgrade. Nice 15-minute chart with a void. Maybe 10, 15, 30-minute high day trade. But I don't like the daily for swing. AC. Yeah, I talked about that. Look at Reddit having a bad morning. It's not earnings. Again, I went all the way down to 200 here pre-market. I have it here in the bottom right. We won't see what it looks like later. This curve, I read in the journal, I think they had a big customer with that, I don't know, some big old AI situation. So I'm assuming that's what caused that to rip yesterday. So for a new trade, it needs to chop around sideways or pull in a little more. There's his sats. We did a quick spread. I did that. Look at that. This was Trump, the Trump news, investing in them or something or other. Wow. Wow, it's capping up to the prior high now. Nothing to do except maybe check the cousins. What's that, lithium? If someone wants to check cousins, that would be the thought process. And some of these gambling sites got clobbered yesterday on some news of a competitor offering this, betting gaming thing. So Duncan got hit, Flut got hit. Flut could be a day trade. Look at that big old base. Let me put Flut on a window. And then MGM. Yeah, those are big ugly bars. Sam, this is yours, PSNL. I don't know if you entered yesterday or not. I was waiting for today. I see a little gap down. I'm not sure about the target though. Hood. But so why is Hood up and those other ones getting creamed? We did talk about this yesterday at length when I was talking about how I love that concept of online betting odds of the public. I love it. Donut here looks like a possible long-term bottom. Got a Climo monthly, bottoming daily, weekly with today's Wednesday. We should have been in it on Monday though. But we'll keep it on the list. Bud bottoming pattern. I have an alarm up there, 5960. APR. That's fine. I'm not sure about the reward to risk as a swing though, but could be a day trade. LNW was shorted a half lot yesterday. Or actually, I said it's a closed week, so I guess we're in the whole thing. But you can add under the low. That's great. I'll set an alarm 8350 as a new trade. This RLX, I was bidding yesterday 258. I did not get filled. But that's a nice multi-bar term, bullish weekly. So we talked about a circle bottoming pattern, but it's having a hard time. I'll set an alarm at 136. Got killed recently also, but no pattern. Adam, the bar is too big, but it's a definite buy setup in reversal. I mean, look, your entry was Tuesday, was Monday's high. And then also look at this ad on the 15-minute chart yesterday morning. This 1, 2, 3, 4 would have been smoking entry. So, you can watch it, but there's no good entry for me. Polaris, yeah, closing breakout. Yeah, again, what a beautiful entry would have been there. It's the late day breakout at $7. See that? Look at that, right at 3 p.m. late day breakout. So it looks good. That would be a great one to sell. $7 put. Let me look. Our Qs and spiders looking very similar pre-market here. They're both cracking their pre-market consolidation. Things, Amazon week, Meta week. So we're in Tesla and Microsoft put spreads, break even on both of them. We're also in AMD, which that's showing relative weakness, but we're about flat on it. Well, up a few pennies actually. So our credit spreads are fine. Let me check this Valaris puts. There's no $7 strike or weekly, so forget about that. Capine, up alarm. All right, perfect timing. Perfect timing. I just finished everything. Set an up alarm, 32.75. Oh, three more here. I didn't get to. Greg, your Mara still top of the range. I was hoping to get a couple more inside bars. CNC, we're in trail mode. That looks great. Papa X-ray, that was a day trade short yesterday. Sam, this one's yours, I think. FSS, I'll set a new alarm, 118.25 for a short. Don, I love that emoji with four horses in a row. I like that. All right, a couple of alarms here, toll, but I'll just reset it higher, nothing to do. Set at 138.70. Elon, 20, actually, oh, it opened up here. So open 2018, Elon Musk. Oh, I said target. All right, never mind. That's my target is 2085. All right, never mind. LBRDK, we did a half lot. Still pulling in. It's an early alarm. I'll reset it. All right, Q's. All right, all four horsemen here. Nice bounce off the opening gap down. But Bitcoin stocks I see here are up. And my only guess is government chaos. These clowns thinking that's a store of value. So I don't know. I'm just speculating. Like, why is Bitcoin up on a government shutdown? I don't know. What friggin' they do? Nor do I care. I just trade the charts. Yeah, I just don't see a great pattern on costs. A Roku up alarm. It's sloppy, but I've been watching it. That, that's overlapping bars. I don't like it. All right, that's all my alarms. So fairly slow morning here. That's soon doing nothing yet. Hasn't triggered. I actually sold some puts on it yesterday. That's yeah, Greg. I shut it down. Well, I stopped watching it at the market open. Sats directional over yesterday's high. So Delta 20s, Zulu Sierra. Yeah, I like it actually. I like yesterday's continuation bar with a void. It's an end of day rally, so it's extended on the 15. But yeah, looks good. So I'm not crazy about a day trade entry, but if you want to do a third lot with a stop yesterday's low, I like that. And you know me, I'll check put spread for tomorrow, 292 or lower, which would be 290s. The spreads are the problem. Spreads, but 290 put spread I like.
Microsoft above yesterday's high, starter position.
Yeah, I said it was shaping up for a directional.
Netflix call spread, Dan, even next week. Amazon, we'll have to see if it can close like this on a retest.
It's 12:30.
SPX, anything down at 66.50, I'll be thinking long. In the middle of the range now. The gap fill is in play.
OIV. Yeah, I just don't know where to get on board. I don't know where to enter, Alex, but beautiful call spread. 167.5. There's no weeklies. and there's no strike there. But the 170, 175, 50 cent. We can do with that. We got 2.5 weeks. It's a bearish gap. And earnings 11.10. Ready. Apple flying here. Look at the fangs. And our Tesla. I said bull rectangle. Look at it flying here. That could have been a day trade had I caught it $1 or two earlier. SMCI triggering. 252 puts for Friday. 46 naked. Yeah, Apple's the worst one for good premium. Yeah, that looks great. Yeah. Alex, we could have bought that yesterday's high. We need a pullback. Let me put it here. You know what? I'm gonna say bid 268. Yeah, that looks great. No weeklies on spreading, so can't do that. All right, though. Yeah, it is. Cron deep retracement. CG. Wow, both of these. So yeah, Tilray